Hello, Manchester City fans. Today, we have some breaking news for you. Grealish is unhappy with the arrival of a new signing at Manchester City and has asked to leave the club. Negotiations for Raphinha are advanced, and there's also interest in a star from Inter Milan. All this and much more in today's video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as we bring you daily videos with the latest Manchester City news. Grealish unhappy with new signing at Manchester City and asks to leave the club. Grealish is on his way out of Manchester City. The English winger feels sidelined and was not pleased with the arrival of Omar Marmush as a reinforcement for Pep Guardiola's team. During the last transfer window, the Etihad Stadium club made significant investments, bringing in 4 new signings: Vita Reis, Kusanov, Omar Marmush, and Nico Gonzalez. In total, Manchester City spent €218 million, representing 45% of the total amount spent by English clubs on new players for the season. Grealish has drawn interest from Premier League clubs. According to Football Insider, the player is unhappy after losing his place in the squad to Marmush. Valued at €45 million, the winger is under contract until June 2027. However, recent controversies may lead to a change in the player's career path. Recently spotted enjoying a night out in Manchester, the City player became a topic of discussion in Guardiola's press conference. The manager avoided commenting on the issue publicly, but assured that it would be dealt with internally. This season has been one of the worst in Grealish's career. In 26 appearances, he has scored only 2 goals and provided 5 assists, totaling 1,319 minutes on the pitch. Manchester City not only wants Raphinha but is also targeting another Barcelona star. Barcelona could have a major concern involving Manchester City in the next European football season. Raphinha, considered one of the key players in Pep Guardiola's squad, is one of the club's targets to replace Bernardo Silva. With his contract nearing its end, the Portuguese midfielder has an uncertain future and could leave on a free transfer in the next window. A few days ago, a Spanish outlet reported that Manchester City had intensified negotiations for the signing of the Brazilian winger from Rio Grande do Sul. However, now FC Barcelona Notícias reveals that the Manchester club is also interested in another key player from Hansi Flick's squad. This time, it's centre-back Ronald Araujo, who could replace Ruben Dias in England. A legend at City, the Portuguese defender is also nearing the end of his contract and has yet to reach an agreement for an extension. If his departure materializes, the Manchester City board knows they will need a high-caliber replacement and sees Ronald Araujo as a top option. According to the report, the amount of playing time the Uruguayan defender gets under Hansi Flick for the remainder of the season will be crucial in determining his future. He could leave the club for around €65 million. Despite making only 11 appearances so far this season, Araujo is expected to get more opportunities in the starting lineup. Earlier this week, he was a starter in Barcelona's 3-1 win over Benfica in the Champions League. Born in Uruguay, Ronald Araujo was developed at Boston River before joining Barcelona at a young age. Before securing a spot in the first team, he played 44 matches for Barca B between the 2018-19 and 2019-20 seasons. Meanwhile, Barcelona is keeping a close eye on the transfer market. One potential signing who could arrive on a free transfer is Canadian striker Jonathan David, Lille's top scorer and one of the standout players of the current season. His contract with the French club is set to expire. Bad news for Man City as £60 million Bruno Guimaraes claim is dismissed. Recent reports suggested that Man City could sign Guimaraes for much less than the £100 million release clause he has at St James Park. It was claimed that Man City could secure Guimaraes for just £60 million, provided Newcastle fails to qualify for the Champions League this season. However, a new report from The Sun has downplayed this suggestion. They simply state that this is not the case regarding claims that Guimaraes could leave Newcastle for a lower price if the Magpies miss out on Champions League qualification. His team faces Liverpool in the Carabao Cup final on Sunday, and if Newcastle wins, they will secure a spot in the final qualifying round of the Europa Conference League for next season. In the Premier League, they currently sit 6th, compared to City in 5th, with both teams level on 47 points. For months, City has been the club most strongly linked with Guimaraes. However, reports in early March revealed that Barcelona is also interested in the midfielder and could make a move this summer. Barca is trying to determine whether Guimaraes is financially within their reach. However, it is understood that the Catalan club believes now is the right time to push for a potential deal with the Brazilian international. How much he will ultimately cost remains the big question. While there is no clause allowing him to leave for a lower price if Newcastle fails to reach the Champions League, it certainly seems that qualification would make the deal even more expensive, while missing out could have the opposite effect. Manchester City seeks revenge and decides to pay the release clause to sign Real Madrid player. Real Madrid and Manchester City haven't had the best relationship in European football since their recent clashes in the Champions League. Now, Defensa Central reports that the English club is interested in one of Ancelotti's key players and has a plan to secure the signing without negotiating with Real Madrid, paying the release clause. The player in question is Raúl Asensio. One of the biggest surprises in the Los Blancos squad this season, the centre-back earned a consistent role under Ancelotti due to multiple injury issues in the defensive line. However, despite his young age, Asensio quickly established himself in the team. His release clause is set at just €50 million, an amount considered low for Europe's biggest clubs. With Manchester City willing to pay the fee, the final decision would rest with the player himself, who is under contract until 2026. Manchester City believes that Ruben Dias' cycle at the club is coming to an end and is already looking for a top replacement in defense. In recent years, the club has increasingly focused on signing young talents, and they see Asensio as a great option. Meanwhile, Raúl Asensio remains focused on Real Madrid, who will face Villarreal this weekend. If the team manages to overcome El Submarino Amarillo, they could return to the top of the league table, provided Barcelona doesn't beat Atletico de Madrid. Since his promotion to the first team, the Spanish defender has played 29 matches and provided 2 assists. In the first half of the season, while still with Real Madrid Castilla, Asensio made 11 appearances. Manchester City monitoring big-name Serie A star who could move for £35 million. Manchester City's executives are already turning their attention to the summer, as they are now monitoring a big-name player in Italy, according to a recent report. While the manager is focused on his current squad, City's recruitment chiefs are starting to look ahead to the summer, with Tuttosport reporting that they are planning to sign Alexis Saelmakers from AC Milan. Newcastle United is also interested in signing the attacking midfielder, who is valued at £17 million. Pep Guardiola's side hopes to have an advantage in the race if they secure Champions League football for next season. Manchester City monitoring £35 million, big name. In addition to targeting Saelmakers in Serie A, Manchester City is also keeping an eye on Inter Milan midfielder Davide Fratesi, who appears to be on the verge of leaving the Italian champions, according to ESPN. The report states that City is in the market for a new midfielder for the upcoming season, and Fratesi, who won the Serie A title last season, has emerged on their radar. The 25-year-old was signed for around £20 million, and Inter is reportedly willing to let him leave San Siro for a fee of £35 million. However, City is not alone in their pursuit, as reports suggest that Tottenham Hotspur has already made an offer to Inter for Fratesi. The Italian international, described as a big name in Simone Inzaghi's squad, initially joined Inter on loan from Sassuolo before making the move permanent in July last year. Since joining the Serie A champions, Fratesi has been a key player for Inzaghi, making 42 appearances across all competitions last season. However, he started only 11 of those matches, and this pattern has continued this season, with just 10 starts in his 32 total appearances. His lack of starts suggests that Fratesi may also be open to a move elsewhere, and Manchester City could represent a great opportunity, especially if they secure Champions League football. Ibrahima Konate could swap Liverpool for Manchester City this summer instead of renewing his contract. Ibrahima Konate is edging closer to a potential move from Liverpool to Manchester City in the upcoming summer transfer window, despite the Reds' desire to keep him with a new contract. The French defender's departure could pose a major challenge for the Merseyside club. Additionally, Liverpool is also facing the possibility of losing Virgil van Dijk at the end of his contract, which expires this summer in Europe. With the risk of significant defensive losses, the club is working hard to prevent these exits from happening in the same transfer window. The English club is determined to offer the French centre-back a new contract in an attempt to keep him at Anfield for longer. However, according to Sports Zone, Manchester City is well positioned to lure Konate to the blue side of Manchester. The defender has shown interest in joining the club next season, and Liverpool is aware of his intentions, increasing the pressure on the club's board to find a quick solution. Besides Manchester City, Konate has also attracted interest from other European giants. Real Madrid, for example, is keeping a close eye on the 25-year-old, who previously played for Sox and RB Leipzig before joining Liverpool. The The Spanish giants see Konate as a key addition to strengthen their defense and are considering signing him alongside his teammate Trent Alexander-Arnold, who is also the subject of transfer speculation. However, Liverpool still hopes to convince Konate to stay, especially after Arne Slot's first season in charge, which has brought renewed hope and expectations for the club's future. The Reds board is working to persuade the defender that his presence is crucial for their long-term plans. It is believed that a contract renewal offer is being prepared, featuring a salary increase and clauses designed to entice Konate into reconsidering his potential departure. The club's strategy is to demonstrate that he is an essential part of an ambitious and evolving project under Slot's leadership. That was today's video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as I'll be bringing you more Manchester City news very soon.